Good evening. Las Vegas poker rooms are still receiving cash infusions on a daily basis, and it shows no signs of stopping. Poker players are happy to fork over their hard-earned cash for the chance to win millions, and if tournament buy-ins have been any indication, the poker world has deeper pockets than ever.
The Bellagio Cup 3 tournament series has been going on all day, every day so far this summer. It culminates in a $10,000 buy-in World Poker Tour Championship event, and it's been covered by Card Player, and here's Christy for the information.
Welcome back to the Fontana Lounge for your nightly update on the Bellagio Cup 3 tournament series. Right now, event number 17's $5,000 buy-in No Limit Hold'em tournament is playing out. Since there are only 39 entrants, the final table is 5-handed. Chip leader going in is Vadim Trincher. Also at that final table is Juha Helppi, Renee Angelil, and Joe Capello, who's roommates with Tom Dubruljevic, who is a two-time Bellagio Cup 3 tournament series winner. And they're all vying for that first place prize of $85,000. The tournament that started today was event number 18, a $2,500 buy-in. There are 78 players generating a prize pool of around $190,000. There are currently 44 remaining players, which include Joe Pelton and Tom Dubruljevic. Be sure to check out Card Player TV's Bellagio Cup 3 tournament series updates for more information.
Thanks for the update, Christy. Now let's move on to the other semi-large tournament series going on here in Las Vegas.
That would be the World Series of Poker, and two tournaments began today. At 5 o'clock, a $1,000 buy-in Stud 8 or Better tournament began, and we'll get you an update on that event on tomorrow's Daily Deal. But before we get to the details on today's tournaments, we're going to give you a glimpse into the life of one of the players. Paul Wolfe was here in the studio earlier today to talk about how his World Series has gone so far.
So Paul, how's your summer going so far?
It's indifferent. I haven't had a real good one. I played 14 events, and I've only cashed in one, gotten close in a few. It's been rough so far.
Is it the fields, do you think, just the crazy big fields?
Well, it's really hard to beat a big field. It's definitely, the landscape of poker has changed over the last couple of years. I mean, it's so many players. It's funny because Chris Ferguson predicted this 2 years ago in Monte Carlo. He said to me, he said, in a couple of years it's going to change a lot. All these kids playing internet are going to come out. They're going to be great players. They're playing more hands than live players playing a day. And he predicted that they were going to win a lot of events coming up, and he was 100% correct.
So when you're sitting at a table with a couple young online players, you find it particularly difficult to play against them?
It's not hard to play against them. I've been getting my money in good. It's that they're willing to gamble, and when you have so many people willing to gamble, your chances of winning are that much less. I've been doing good at building chips up at the beginning. I think in 5 different events I've been in the top 5 by level 2 or level 3. And then I always seem to get 2 or 3 hands against people who are willing to put their chips in. I think not in good spots, and they've hit on me. It's been amazing, some of the hits. And then again, I got it in with jacks against kings. I've gotten him bad a few times myself, but hasn't come out the way I wanted it to yet. I'm waiting for the main event.
Okay. Are you playing mostly no-limit tournaments?
No limit and pot limit hold'em. The pot limits I've done well in. That's about it. I might play the limit shootout. I think, I'm not sure if that's tomorrow. I'm thinking of playing that if it's tomorrow. But yeah, I don't play a lot of limit poker anymore. It's mainly, I love pot limit. Pot limit to me is the most pure game. But they don't have a lot of pot limit tournaments. I wish they'd had more of them.
Okay. So Paul, I see you have a pro player in front of you. Do you drink that to keep your mind sharp when you're playing?
Yeah, I do. I think it's a new drink that came out. We came out with poker players, started it. It's something that we're working with. It doesn't have all the caffeines that your other energy drinks have. This is more of an endurance drink, and when you're playing 12 to 14 hours, it gives you vitamins, it gives you your riboflavins, it gives you things that the other drinks don't give you, and it doesn't make you shaky or anything. And it seems to be doing good so far. I'm enjoying it.
So since it doesn't have all that caffeine, you're saying it doesn't make you crash?
Yeah, it doesn't. Not only does it not make you crash, it doesn't make you shaky and get your hands in. But sometimes when I used to drink other energy drinks, I seem to play too fast. This is relaxing. It just keeps you. It's like eating vitamins. It kind of keeps you straight or flat, whatever, a flat line, not so crazy.
Yeah, the other big poker player who I've seen drinking that is Phil Hellmuth.
Yes, he's one that he endorses it, and he drinks it also, and he's done quite well. He won a bracelet on it, and he's made a final table. He seems like he's enjoying it, and it's doing good for him.
At noon today, a 6-handed tournament with a $5,000 buy-in began at the Rio. The chip leader right now is Men the Master Wen. Pros near the top of the chip counts include Jamie Gold, Alan Cunningham, Phil Locke, and Eric Lindgren. Pros who have already been knocked out of this tournament include Jeffrey Lissandro, TJ Cloutier, Chris Jesus Ferguson, and Card Player of the Year current points leader, JC Tran.
The $2,000 buy-in Omaha High-Low Split started yesterday and is currently playing its Day 2. The chip leader going into Day 2 was Blair Rodman, notable author of the Kill Phil series. He's fallen to second chip position. The current chip leader is Thang Liu. The pros remaining include Kathy Liebert and John Juanda. 534 entrants in this event build a prize pool of over $970,000. Pros eliminated today include Robert Williamson, Minneapolis Jim Meehan, Min Nguyen, Todd Brunson, and Bill Chen.
Now, 2 final tables are being played at the Rio today, but one is garnering most of the attention. The $50,000 horse event is playing the final table right now, and only 5 players remain. The chip leader going into this final table was Amnon Filippi, but he has fallen down to 3rd chip position. The current chip leader is Freddie Deeb. David Singer was trying to best his 3rd place finish in last year's horse tournament, but he busted out this year in 6th place. Barry Greenstein was eliminated in 7th place, and Thor Hansen was knocked out in 8th place.
The other final table going on right now is the $2,000 buy-in Limit Hold'em tournament, and only 5 players remain in that tournament. The chip leader going into today was Tommy Rounds, but he is now the short stack. The current chip leader is William Jensen. Also remaining is Justin Pesci. 472 entrants in this event build a prize pool of over $860,000.
Tomorrow evening, the $1,000 Deuce to 7 Triple Draw tournament with rebuys begins at the Rio. Adam Spiegelberg is really looking forward to this event as he is a self-proclaimed Deuce to 7 draw expert. He stopped by our studio to explain the game to me and to talk about tomorrow's tournament. Adam, thanks for being here. Now, I know you've played a few events this World Series, but you're really looking forward to the Deuce to 7 draw event.
Absolutely.
Why is that?
It's my favorite game. It's the game I play more than any other, and it's the game I feel like the biggest edge in.
So what made you start playing that game when so many other players right now are predominantly no-limit hold'em players?
It's a good question. I built my bankroll playing Hold'em, and then I switched to a mixed game where Hold'em was just not involved at all. And
was this online?
No, this was actually at the Bellagio.
Okay.
I started playing a 40-80 mixed game, and I actually took a lesson from David Sklinsky, which proved extremely...
On Deuce to 7 draw?
Yeah, on Deuce to 7 triple draw. The lesson was just changed my game completely. And
could you summarize it for us? Not the whole lesson, but just how the game is played, how people should play who maybe don't know as much about the game?
Sure. A little. I guess you get 5 cards, and the basic goal is to make the absolute worst poker hand: 2, 3, 4, 5, 7.
Because aces are high.
Aces are high. Pairs are bad. Flushes are bad. Straights are bad.
Okay.
You want the best piece of advice is just to draw to the best hand, and if you start to draw to worse hands, you're gonna lose, and that's probably why I make money, because other people draw to worse hands.
So what's like a really good starting hand? Would it be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Or that wouldn't be 2, 3, 4, 5, 7?
2, 3, 4, 7.
2, 3, 4, 7.
2, 3, 4, 7 is the best starting hand you can have.
Okay.
So for as far as a 1-card draw, I mean you can draw more than one. I mean you can draw.
Do you have to draw?
You don't. If you
can stand
no,
pat.
you can stand pat the whole way.
Okay.
But most of the time you're gonna need to draw at least 1 or 2 cards, sometimes 3.
What do you think the field is going to look like in this event that's coming up? $1,000 with rebuys.
It's going to be a specialist field. I mean, like a lot of the other stud 8 and normal 8 or better type tournaments are, which the players, for the most part, are going to have at least a little bit of a clue as to what they're doing. It's going to be a tough field too. I mean, most of the players I know pretty much everyone I play with is going to be playing in it.
Okay.
And they're
so you'd be familiar with their game.
Yeah, I hope so.
So you also play a lot online, right?
Yeah, play.
And that's Deuce to 7 also?
Yeah, Deuce to 7 on PokerStars and Ultimate Bet. They have Deuce to 7 triple draw games.
And what limits you usually play?
30-60.
Okay. And that's like your game, that's your favorite?
That's my game.
So did you play last year? Were you here for the World Series?
I was here for the World Series. They did not have a triple draw event. They only had a single draw, no limit event, and I did not play it.
Okay.
So this is the first year that they brought this event back.
So this year you final tabled the tournament. Tell us about that.
In the Stud 8, $2,000 Stud 8 tournament, I made the final table. It was a little frustrating, though. I was the chip leader pretty much all second day, and then right at the end of the second day, I took a couple beats and became short stacked and just barely made it to the final table. But still my first World Series final table. Looking forward to another one, hopefully.
So do you think that you're going to come out of this World Series with a bracelet? You feel confident?
This event,
yes.
Yeah? Very much
You're going to take this event down?
I definitely feel confident. I've got a lot of side bets on...
What kind of side bets? Can you tell us?
Sure. I've got a 30-1 side bet with Brian Devonshire that I'll make top 3. I also have a team last longer bet with a friend of mine, Jordan Siegel, and with the two of us are against Joe Tehan and Chris Fargas.
Okay.
And whoever of the 4 of us lasts the longer, the team wins the bet.
Oh, okay.
So we've got some good action, just side action on the tournament as well.
Great. Well, good luck in the event. I hope you come back and talk to us when you win the
very much.
bracelet. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll be sure to let you know how Adam does in the event.
That brings us to the end of tonight's episode of Poker Tonight. We'll be back tomorrow night and every night this summer. We hope you join us. Good night, everybody.
Good night.